Hey guys, Mark here. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we're going to go back to the basics and we're going to tie a two-color monkey fist knot. This is a useful technique when you're creating multicolor projects. So let's take a look at the knot, then tie one. Here you can see a two-color version of the monkey fist knot. As always, it is used primarily to cover spherical and sometimes cube-like objects. It has two cords coming out of the knot, which you can use for further decorative work. Now let's take a look at how to tie this knot. Let's take a look at the supplies needed for tying this knot. We're going to primarily need two pieces of paracord, each of a different color. Now, if we take a look at the monkey fist here, you can see that it has 6 sides. So 4 around it, 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. 4 of the sides are made out of one of the cords, which is going to be our primary cord, and 2 are made with the other cord. So this means that we're going to use up a bit more of this primary cord than the secondary one. The other supply that you're going to need for tying this knot is something for the core of your knot. You can use perhaps a marble, a golf ball, a steel bearing, or even something in a cube-like shape. Perhaps a wooden cube. For this specific demonstration, I'm going to use 2 pieces of paracord, one about 3 feet long, as well as the other about 2 feet long. So the longer one is the primary color and the second, shorter one is the secondary color. I'm going to use a marble for the core, and the marble is about 5/8 of an inch in diameter. Before we can actually tie the knot, we need to plan it out. Now the first thing that we need to determine is the number of wraparounds that we're going to do around the core of our monkey fist. Now this really depends on the diameter of the core that you're using. For example, a marble is only going to need a few passes around it in order to make the monkey fist. A larger object, such as a golf ball, is naturally going to need a lot more passes to get a monkey fist going. Now, I'm going to show you the diameters as well as the number of wraps needed in this next slide. So here on the left, you can see different diameters of a core used for a monkey fist knot. This could be a marble, a golf ball, or anything like it. On the right, you see an approximate number of wraps that you should do with paracord in order to get a properly sized monkey fist knot. So, for example, for a 1/2 inch diameter core, you're going to need 3 wraps. A larger core is going to need more wraps around in order to get a nice sized knot. So we now know about the supplies as well as the number of wraps needed to make a monkey fist knot around a certain diameter of a core. Now, as mentioned, the core that we're going to use is a 5/8 inch marble. For this diameter, you can use 3 or 4 wraps. I decided to go with 4. Now, we continue by joining the 2 pieces of paracord into one longer piece using either the Manny method or by simply melting them together. So here I have my joined piece of paracord. I'm going to make my jig with the left hand, so I have the index and thumb finger extended like this. I'm going to take the primary color, so this purple part is a bit longer than the tan one, and I'm going to place it over my 2 fingers like this. So the joint section is about on the thumb. I'm going to wrap around 4 times, since I decided on going with 4 wraps. So 4 wraparounds. Like this. Now, with my working end, I'm going to go just above my thumb and wrap around horizontally, around the first 4 wraps. So wrap around horizontally. We can now remove our monkey fist from the fingers, and you can see that the working end is here parallel to this elbow here at the bottom. So I have 4 wraparounds plus this one at the start. I'm now going to take my marble and I'm going to place it into the center of my monkey fist. So simply squeeze it in. Now I'm going to take the other part of my cord of the tan color and I'm going to go through at the bottom of the knot and I'm going to lock down this elbow here and I'm going to do 4 wraparounds here through the center of the knot. So once, and this first one holds this elbow from coming undone. Then second wraparound. Always traveling through the center of the knot. After filling out the front as well as the back with 4 wraps, so this is the front and this is the back, we're done with tying the knot. All we do now is tighten it up. After tying our monkey fist knot, we need to tighten it up. We're going to do it slowly and gradually. It is very important that your cords or passes stay lined up like this, so one next to the other and they shouldn't cross. Now, usually the best way to tighten, in my opinion, is to find where you have that joint piece or where the 2 ends meet. Then you start by tightening the primary cord first, so the primary color. And we do this by pulling in that joint piece in a bit, under a few passes. Then start slowly tightening everything up. And as you can see here, it is really important that your cords stay parallel. So here you can see a set of 4 parallel cords, and we have 3 on the other side. And here we're going to go into the other set of wraps. So we did 4 vertically and then we did 4 horizontally. And again we make sure that our cords stay parallel. We do not over tighten at any point because this can ruin the knot. So this is what you should have. Parallel cords and they do not cross. Once we have done the primary color, we're going to find the joint section once more. So I can see it here. So I know it's going to be here. I'm now going to do the second color. Again pulling on the joint piece a little bit, but keeping it under a set of wraps. Then again, make sure that the cords of the second color are staying parallel. So something like this. So I have done my rough tightening. I now need to step it up and do it once more, this time doing it more tightly. Usually I will tighten 2, maybe 3 times to get a nice looking knot. After tightening, the monkey fist knot should fit very snugly around the core. By having a tight knot, you prevent the core from slipping out as well as get the best shape for your knot. So guys, with that we came to the end of this video. I hope that you were able to tie the knot without too much of an issue and that you will be able to apply this knot in your future projects. Thank you very much for joining me and see you next time.